Youngstown State marked 24-8 in the regular season, 15-5 in the Horizon League. A win tonight will set a program record for wins in the season. They've been outstanding, but can they get past this NKU team that has been so good in the Horizon League Championship the last few years?
Rarefied air for the Penguins of Youngstown State. Boy, they good, though. I love watching them play.
This is a team that offensively is one of the most efficient in the country. Northern Kentucky, the best defensive team in the Horizon League all season. Here's Dwayne Cohill on the opening possession. Gets through two defenders and lays it in off the window.
There's that flair of the game of Dwayne Cohill. He really understands how much his team needs him to play well, and he rises to that occasion.
Now Northern Kentucky down the floor for the first time tonight. Here is Rhodes. Top of the key for Robinson, trying to drive on Green. In the post, puts it up on the right, no good. And the rebound to Malik Green. Youngstown State averaged 83 points per game in the regular season. They were 6th in the country in scoring offense, but they turn it over here.
Well, in this NKU zone, designed by Darren Horn, can be downright stingy. And so how do you beat it? Youngstown State is that up-tempo team. Jared Calhoun, there's two kinds of coaches. Whoa and go. And Jared Calhoun is a go. Youngstown State needs to beat that zone down the floor.
There is Jared Calhoun in his 6th year as the Youngstown State head coach. Horizon League Coach of the Year this year after the brilliant season that they've had. Youngstown State really has been building this thing, Mark, over the last couple of years. 76 wins over the last 3 years plus, and all culminating in the regular season title this year. There's Warwick, the turnaround jumper, and Marquez Warwick on the board for NKU.
Warwick over Cohill. Watch that matchup all night long. Number 5 in white versus number 3 in black. Two of the best in the Horizon.
This one shapes up to be that classic offense versus defense matchup, right?
The more points favor Youngstown State. Lesser pace favors Northern Kentucky.
The Norse this season, 68 points per game offensively, but they were first in the Horizon in scoring defense. Nelson missed the rebound, Brandon, and here comes Rhodes down the floor for NKU.
Boy, Chris Brandon really want rise. Watch the offensive glass when it goes up. Number 21 in black, he's active.
Now Warwick around a screen. Rose to the corner, to the top for Robinson. 9 seconds to shoot for the Norse. Robinson with 3 to shoot. Over Nelson for 3, way short. Second opportunity for Brandon won't go. And the rebound comes to Youngstown State.
Picture perfect half-court defense by the Penguins of Youngstown State. Well done.
Jared Calhoun, Mark, has said during the year that he feels like he knows his team can score. It's can they play the defense that will get them over the hump to win the Horizon League Championship. And he feels like they've improved all season long on the defensive end. Cohill misses the 3, and it comes out to Brandon. Sam Vinson for 3 now, and that one won't go. Rebounded by Rhodes, and a wide open attempt for Warwick, but that one will not fall.
Little long. Kind of forced that one a little bit.
Penguins, we come in, as we said, this is rarefied air for them. They have not been at this point in the Horizon League tournament since 2017. Robinson blocks that one out of bounds. Northern Kentucky has the experience of being here just a season ago, and with not that much roster turnaround, Mark, it's going to be interesting because Marquez Warwick has said he's thought about it. Yeah. He's thought about what that was like last year. You were here last year. Darren Horn brought his team here last year. I wonder how much the experience is going to matter in this game.
Well, it's certainly going to matter, but will it matter in a positive way after those demons that infiltrate your psyche after losing last year in a heartbreaker? And the flip side of that is for Youngstown State. Will they take a deep breath? This has been an historic year for Youngstown State. Will they be satisfied or still hungry? Do these Penguins still want to eat?
Well, and they got challenged in their quarterfinal matchup against Detroit Mercy and Antoine Davis, who came 3 points shy of Pete Maravich for the career scoring record in college basketball.
Watch this NKU zone. Watch the communication. Watch how they point and talk throughout the possession.
almost a turnover, but Malik Green has it. Against a double with 3 seconds to shoot, gets around it and puts it in.
Green somehow found an avenue to the basket out of that double team.
I think he surprised himself with how open he became. Vincent tiptoeing the backcourt line, but keeps it for the Norse.
Boy, Warwick is getting a lot of defensive attention for good reason.
Nice feed underneath. Warwick can't get it to go, but Brandon tips it back in.
I love Chris Brandon. All he brings is energy. He knows how to get to the offensive glass and keep the ball alive.
14th in the country in rebounds this season, 18th in rebounds per game.
Brandon really talks well in the zone as well. You can hear him directing traffic. He's a traffic cop.
3 try for Brandon. Rush off target, out of bounds to NKU. And it brings us to a timeout on the floor. Darren Horn and his Norse try to get back to the finals of the Horizon League for the 2nd straight year. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream, America's leader for a close, comfortable shave. Better by Barbasol.
When H&R Block's tax experts do your taxes for you, tax season feels as good as all those other seasons. Like wedding season.
I W-2 you.
Taxes.
Get your maximum refund guaranteed with the expertise of an H&R Block tax pro.
Metro offers MLS Season Pass.
On us.
What about for existing customers?
Yup.
Every match?
I bet yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Says it on the poster.
Plus, get unlimited 5G for $25. Now at Metro.
Game on.
See ya.
Permission to launch. Bend with the wind. Almost there.
Red Wings.
Making his way in on goal. Dylan Larkin.
Bruins.
Brad Marchand finds the inside of the cone.
An original 6 matchup. Saturday on ABC and ESPN+.
What makes this time special? Have you ever seen an entire arena go cold? A nightmare that never rests. The unbelievable is everywhere.
Youngstown State's fans have been waiting a long time for a season like this, and it's been a historic year for the Penguins, who had not only one of the best offensive teams in the country this season, but a win tonight sets a program record for them. It would be their 25th. That's why Jared Calhoun is Horizon League Coach of the Year. They were picked to finish 5th in the Horizon League preseason poll. They had a lot of experience coming back, Mark, but nobody really knew that it was going to be this kind of year. They get their first regular season conference championship in school history in Division I.
I remember when Jared Calhoun was basically a student assistant at the University of Cincinnati, where Dan Peters, also the former head coach of Youngstown State, was an assistant there. Well, he got Jared Calhoun his first assistant coaching job at Walsh. And Bob Huggins coached at Walsh, as did Dan Peters. And the last time Youngstown State was in a championship game was in the old Mid-Continent Conference in 1998, when Dan Peters and the Penguins took on Homer Drew and Bryce Drew and Valpo. And I remember some team named Mississippi that happened to lose in the NCAA tournament with some guy named Bryce Drew.
Yeah, one of the most iconic shots in the history of the NCAA tournament, with Bryce Drew hitting the 3 to sink Mississippi, and Valpo with a magical year that year. And out of the timeout now, Northern Kentucky gets the rebound in a fresh 20, as Sam Vincent's got it at the top.
Dan Peters, God rest his soul, was one of the finest gentleman coaches I've ever met in my life, and it was my privilege to coach against him and to be his friend.
Three-pointer off target, and another offensive rebound for NKU. They're going to get a third crack at this one.
Chris Brandon is just unbelievable. Just keep it on him. Don't watch the ball. Watch Brandon just go after it.
And it leads to points. Marquez Warwick now with 4.
See, that's the type of play that Chris Brandon, that's a winning play because he gets some extra possessions and then Warwick can do his thing.
Well, Adrian Nelson left NKU, ends up at Youngstown State where he's expanded his offensive game a little bit. Darren Horn responds by bringing in Chris Brandon as that three falls for Bryce McBride. And really, when you look at the way things shifted in terms of the big men in the Horizon League, it worked out for all parties involved.
Yeah, it really did, and both these guys are playing at a high level now.
So that three puts Youngstown State ahead by a point. And now Vinson spinning into the lane to lay it in.
The Joe Burrow of NKU. This young dude's got talent. That's how Darren Horton describes his sophomore. Oh, the guy makes winning plays.
Third team All Horizon League selection, All Horizon League defensive team, one of the best at getting steals in the country, 12th in the nation in steals per game is Sam Vinson. Now Adrian Nelson whirls it out with 5 to shoot. Cohill short, and the rebound to Vinson.
Vinson does so many little things that help you win games. Really cerebral basketball player. There he is, number 2 in black.
Brandon stopped the dribble and now finds Warwick against Cohill.
It's a great matchup.
Foul called, and the bucket. Marquez Warwick showing what he can do early on, and the North's up 4.
Marquez Warwick, watch him. See how Cohill's hand is extended right there, the right hand? So he shoots through the right hand. That's how he draws the foul. If Cohill has hands straight up, he can't leverage that play.
And so Cohill picking up his first personal foul, and Warwick now 6 early points for the Norse.
Well, what a smart play by Marquez Warwick. He saw that extended hand and just used the defender to gain his advantage. You know, in coaching, all I ever wanted, Jordan, was an unfair advantage. And an unfair advantage was smart guys like Marquez Warwick who could read a defender and then leverage that hand into a 3 or 4 point opportunity.
So they're calling that a 3-point basket, in fact, for Warwick. So now he's going to have an opportunity for 4 on this possession. They were checking his feet. And so Marquez Warwick adds a point for NKU. And now can add another.
Well, lesson learned. You got to play defense with your hands up and not out. Otherwise, Warwick's going to take advantage of it.
Marquez Warwick averaged 19 points per game this season. Missed there, Brandon the tip back, and it won't go. But in the last matchup, Mark, between these two, Warwick was held to 6 points, and one of the reasons why Youngstown State made easy work of NKU at the Big League Center.
We saw yesterday how dialed in Warwick was. He's ready to go.
Miles Hunter off a good feed, can't get it to go. And now a foul on Youngstown State, going for the rebound on Hunter, and it'll be NKU basketball.
You know, Jordan, earlier this year, Northern Kentucky beat Cincinnati. Cincinnati went across the river. They played at Northern Kentucky. I live in that area, and that was a huge night for Northern Kentucky. But you know what? It didn't seem to have legs locally. It wasn't like people were talking about it, were overly excited about it. I was excited for Northern Kentucky. UC is my alma mater. What a great win for the Norse of Northern Kentucky. This is a legit college basketball program.
And they have been for years.
Yeah.
And this is a program that has won the Horizon League tournament in 17, 19, and 20. And one of the reasons is they find guys like that. Marquez Warwick again, he's now got 9 first-half points.
He has been the aggressor offensively. Cohill has been a little bit soft.
7-0 run over the last minute and a half for NKU. Nelson changes it off a nice feed.
Bryce McBride, so steady, sacrifices. He's the most valuable guy on this team that nobody ever talks about. And right there was why. Set up his teammate.
And now a foul all the way at the top against Nelson. He doesn't like it, but it brings us to a timeout on the floor.
Well, you talked about Nelson and his journey and wanting to be more of a multi-dimensional player. McBride inside for the deuce. The Norse by 4.
Mom, can we get a puppy, Mom? please?
Girls, pets are a big expense.
Maybe try switching your car insurance to Progressive. You could save hundreds.
Thanks, TV Dad. We'll think about it, okay?
Look what I found.
Oh, Poppy!
Oh, no.
I wish TV Dad was always in charge.
Listen to your TV Dad. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save nearly $700 on average.
Why are you so upset?
You know, I am upset. We're fighting, and you're Irish. Notre Dame fighting Irish pull off an upset.
Wow, a real live azure hooded blue jay. As in Creighton Blue Jays. Creighton flies through the early rounds. Caw-caw!
Champ Week. This is it. No more chances. Tomorrow's not guaranteed.
The moment that they've been waiting for. I get goosebumps. So take the three. And drains it. And the buzzer. Buckle up. Oh! That says it all right there. Are you serious? Let the party begin.
A championship Saturday tripleheader begins at 6. Then championship Sunday begins at 1 on ESPN.
Marquez Ward. Why is he so good? He's hunting shots tonight. He's the aggressor. Jordan, you mentioned earlier he only had 6 points in the loss at Youngstown State. But at Northern Kentucky, he went for 30. He went for 45 earlier this season against Tennessee Tech. He is in a rhythm tonight. And right now, Youngstown State has to find a defensive answer for Marquez Warwick.
Marquez Warwick averaging just over 19 points per game. He's been flirting all season with becoming the first NKU player ever to average 20 a game. He's already set the NKU D1 points record for a single season at 610, passing a guy that's sitting a few seats down from us, Drew McDonald, who's in the house tonight, one of the best players in NKU history.
Yeah, I would argue the best player in NKU history.
Yes.
Drew McDonald was just a winner, plain and simple. Does a nice job on TV, too, by the way.
He does.
Rising star.
10 to shoot now for NKU out of the timeout. Here's Warwick. Draws another foul, misses that three, but it'll be a foul against John Lovelace Jr.
Yeah, if Lovelace just goes straight up, this is not a foul. Watch Lovelace. He ends up biting on the fake, lift fake right there, and he jumps into him, and therefore Warwick, again, reading the defender, taking what the defense gives. We see him do that twice now, once with an extended hand, and that time with an extended body.
Well, now we've seen it twice, so you would think that the YSU coaching staff was going to be talking about that with their guys out of the timeout. Well, we have you covered on Selection Sunday. All starts noon Eastern on ESPN. College Basketball Live will prep the day at 6. Reese and the guys look at the men's field of 68 as the brackets are announced, followed by bracketology, breakdowns of each region at 8. The women's field of 68 is revealed with continuing coverage on ESPNU at 9. And at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, even more coverage of both brackets. Everything is also streaming live on the ESPN app.
Do you know who I think should be the #1 overall seed in the NCAA tournament as of right now?
I'm going to guess you're going to say the Houston Cougars.
That's exactly right. You are an astute basketball aficionado.
And I know you, Mark Adams. You've seen a lot of the Houston Cougars this year, so I know that you know how good that team is.
They are the Dementors on defense. They literally suck the offensive life out of you. They play like their hair's on fire. They rebound the ball. Kelvin Sampson is a Hall of Fame coach with over 700 wins, and the Final Four is in Houston. Their slogan is "For the City." No better time to do it than this year.
And that would be something pretty incredible, right? Playing the Final Four in your home city. With the success that program has had, what a story that would be. There's a 3-try from McBride off target and out of bounds. And so far, Mark, the pace really favors NKU.
Yeah, the zone of NKU has been stifling so far for Youngstown State. They've not been able to get into that high-octane mode as they are used to. The #7 scoring team in the country, over 83 points a game. They're struggling to score against that zone in the half-court sets.
Here's Trayvon Faulkner, the 6th man of the year in the Horizon League. Can't get that one to go.
Go.
On the run come the Penguins, but Rush loses it And back comes Rhodes. Warwick for an open three. Can't cash in. Vinson there for the rebound. And he gets fouled on the way up. Man, Northern Kentucky is everywhere around the glass.
Yeah, they have been the energy givers. Offensive rebounds, defensively getting back. Warwick knocking down 3 balls. Offensive rebounds by Sam Vinson. We call him the Joe Burrow of this team. He does a lot of little things that helps you win.
I think Sam Vinson would definitely take that nickname.
Yeah, I think anybody, anybody in Cincinnati would.
Yeah. Compare yourself to that guy. Is there anyone more popular than Joe Burrow in Cincinnati these days?
No.
Yeah. Right now, Sam Vinson trying to split a pair at the free throw line. Averages 11 points per game, but we mentioned 2.4 steals per game. Since he's come into the Horizon League, he has immediately been a high-impact player. Last year, set the Horizon League freshman record with 66 steals. He does get that free throw to go. Alon Sumler is into the game for the Norse as Dwayne Cohill will bring it across against some pressure from the Norse.
And there goes the run and jump right there. But that pressure is really not to force turnovers. It's to slow pace. They're trying to get the Penguins to walk.
It's not Waddle though, right?
No.
Now Cohill off the glass. Dwayne Cohill 4 points here early on. 5th in the Horizon League in scoring, just under 18 points per game.
And Cohill could get on fire fast. Be a game changer.
And if it wasn't for Antoine Davis's historic season, Cohill may just have been the player of the year in the Horizon League.
Yeah, I think he was.
There's a three from the corner for Robinson off target, and it comes out to the Penguins, and here they go. And Rush is fouled by Rhodes.
Well, we haven't said much about Brandon Rush so far. But he can be dynamic in this situation. Explosive score, over 14 points a game. Shoots nearly 40% from the three-point line. Had 15 big points in that victory over Mike Davis and Antoine Davis and the Detroit Titans. Put some big shots in that game.
Well, McBride has had a great year. All of these Youngstown State perimeter players have been outstanding this year, and then you combine that with the impact that they've gotten from Nelson and Green down low, and not hard to see why they're 24-8 this year.
An historic run in Youngstown.
Cohill out for a three, and Rush knocks it down.
Such a beautiful combination when Cohill finds Rush. We've seen that movie before, and it usually ends really, really positive.
Sure does. All season long it has for these Penguins. Warwick against Hunter, trying to get to the bucket, and Hunter says no. Big block from Miles Hunter.
Now Miles Hunter just bird dogs this. Look, Warwick gets leverage on him, and Hunter just goes and gets it. You like that?
I did.
You like that?
That was good. You always keep me on my toes, Mark.
I was wondering if you were listening or not.
I'm definitely listening. 6 to shoot now, and Brandon to the top. Jake Evans at the end of the clock, and a violation against Northern Kentucky. First turnover of the game for NKU.
So I'm going to give you my pet peeve of my career. Why does action stop there? Shot clock violation, I get it, but Youngstown State gets the basketball. I want those dudes to run. And when I'm coaching, I want my guys to run because we earned the basketball. Why stop the possession? I'd like a rule change in that situation.
It's a fair point. Definitely slows you down if you're a team that wants to play with pace, and certainly the Penguins want to play with pace.
Look, Youngstown State, they earned the basketball. Let them run.
Pass to the post, and the trap takes it away. Robinson's got it to Rhodes. Down the floor and lays it in.
Nobody stopped him. Rhodes, the runner, in the paint. There wasn't a white jersey in sight.
And now Malik Green is down on the floor right near Youngstown State's bench. And the training staff out to take a look at Malik Green. Canisius transfer who's been with this Youngstown State program. After a couple of years at Canisius, began his career at Morehead State, almost 1,400 career points. But the Cincinnati kid coming up to Youngstown and has made a big impact on the Penguins program.
Well, the 2 games against Northern Kentucky, he has a double-double. That's a big loss right now. Hopefully he gets healthy and comes back quick.
And Rush trying to get to the paint, and a foul on Sam Vinson. That's the first against the sophomore.
Watch this zone, how it communicates and reacts. Really good job of switching off the screens. Well done.
And now they're going to call a foul on Jake Evans. That was almost a 5-second violation against Cohill.
Yeah, Jake Evans got a little aggressive on the hold, but I like the way Northern Kentucky, they get in the stance, they communicate on the out-of-bounds plays. There's the switch.
Flung into the backcourt for Rush.
Great preparation.
Yeah.
Darren Horn can flat out coach. That's as good as it gets.
Darren Horn has done an outstanding job at Northern Kentucky. Took over when John Brannon left the program to go to University of Cincinnati. And not only has kept the train moving at NKU, but has reshaped it in his vision, and they have not missed a beat. And now off the miss, down the floor, and a slam for Rhodes. What a sequence for Northern Kentucky. You know, you felt like after the 3 for Youngstown, they were starting to get some momentum, and NKU with the hammer right back.
Yeah, this Norse defense has been impenetrable so far in this game.
Nelson trying to get it down low to Hunter, but a foul called as it brings us to a timeout.
The Northern Kentucky defense has smothered everything, and it leads to easy baskets just like this. Northern Kentucky looks like a really championship-worthy team, clearly.
Targets are on site.
It's all here, as we discussed.
If you're an undercover agent, you need to be undercover.
In position.
And if you want to save by bundling home and car insurance, you need Geico.
In pursuit.
Game on. See ya. Permission to launch.
Bend with the wind.
Almost there.
Taking technology that has supported the world's athletes and bringing it to people worldwide. Because we understand, a split second can change everything. Keep going forward. Prospects.
In March, we move up ladders and into history. This is what you dream of.
2 words, March Madness.
Why are you so upset?
You know, I am upset. We're fighting. And you're Irish. Notre Dame fighting Irish pull off an upset.
Wow, a real live azure hooded blue jay. As in Creighton Blue Jays. Creighton flies through the early rounds. Caw-caw! Caw-caw!
Buckle up! That says it all right there. Are you serious? Let the party begin.
A championship Saturday tripleheader begins at 6. Then championship Sunday begins at 1 on ESPN.
Isn't this the best time of the year? You've got conference tournaments happening all over the country, and we've got you covered with the West Coast Conference Tournament. Tonight, you got top seed St. Mary's taking on BYU, and then Gonzaga against USF. And I look at this, and I still can't get over the fact that Gonzaga is not the #1 seed in the West Coast Conference. And that's not taking anything away from St. Mary's. They've had a phenomenal year. This league has gotten so good over the last few years, but it just is weird to see them on the 2 line.
Upset alert. Watch out for BYU versus St. Mary's.
All right.
Spencer Johnson really shoots it. Mark Pope could coach.
He sure can. Well, here's Nelson out of the timeout. Misses the hook. And back the other way comes Northern Kentucky.
Chris Brandon is dominating the interior of this game for Northern Kentucky.
Northern Kentucky right now with a 7-point lead and trying to add to it against the top-seeded Youngstown State Penguins here at the Horizon League semifinals in Indianapolis. 7 seconds to shoot now for the Northern Kentucky Norse. Here's Vinson underneath, no. And a whistle and a foul called underneath against Youngstown State.
Yeah, Chris Brandon just wants the ball more than anybody else on this floor tonight. He has such a great motor. He positions it. Watch, 21. See how he takes the bump right there and then takes another bump? He's just relentless on the offensive glass.
And Adrian Nelson picks up foul number 2, and so it'll send Sam Vinson to the line. Chris Brandon so far 2 points but 6 rebounds in the early going. Already 4 offensive boards. He's 7th in the country this year in offensive rebounds per game at almost 4 per. So this is nothing new, and this is going to be the adjustment now for Jared Calhoun. Mark, how does Youngstown State flip the tempo of this game? You know they want to run, but Northern Kentucky has simply stopped them from being able to move the ball quickly.
Number one, you got to keep Chris Brandon off the glass because that's the only way you're going to get a one-and-done possession defensively. And when Youngstown State can get a defensive rebound, then they can run and beat the zone down the floor. In their half-court sets, I think Coe has to be more aggressive, either off the pass or off the dribble.
Malik Green is back into the game for Youngstown State, which is good to see. But he flipped the ball over the backboard, and it's out of bounds to Northern Kentucky.
Dwayne Cohill is the catalyst for this offense. And he's not, when he does get touches, he's giving it up. If Youngstown State can get reversals and get Cohill in dribble penetration mode, I think they can get into gaps of that zone.
Northern Kentucky, its largest lead of the night, 9, make it 11 as a beautiful pass from Rhodes finds Brandon.
But Adrian Nelson just got lost defensively there.
It's an 8-0 run for Northern Kentucky. Cohill down low to Green, he lays it in. And Youngstown State needed that.
Boy, that was a definitive move by Green.
Warwick, who started this game red hot, back to work. Faulkner for 3, that's good. Trayvon Faulkner. First bucket of the game for the Horizon League, 6th man of the year.
3 straight double-figure games. Last 5 games, he's 12 for 25 from 3. That's 48%.
And an offensive foul against Rush.
Trayvon Faulkner just makes a 3 and then contributes defensively as well. Takes it flush on the chest. 3 straight double-figure games from Faulkner. They are riding this emotional wave right now.
Trayvon Faulkner, a guy that started a lot of his career at NKU, has embraced the role coming off the bench this year as a 5th year and wins Horizon League 6th man of the year.
Faulkner, a really physical scorer, number 22. There he is again.
Gets into the paint against Green. Turns, fades, misses. Brandon again, finding Vinson for the bucket. Northern Kentucky up 14 on the top seed in this tournament. The Norse showing what they could do on a 13-2 run.
Hey guys, it's Brady from 103.5 KISS FM, and did you know my show sounds even better from the speakers of a brand new Chevy? It is true. Find yours and your local Chevy dealer at Chevy Drive.
Another offensive rebound by Brandon and Vincent. It's as if they are telepathically connected. This team is playing at a high level tonight.
Northern Kentucky now up 14, and Malik Green out of the timeout gets the bucket to fall.
Great job by Jared Calhoun. Nice executed play coming out of the timeout. That's how I evaluate coaches. What do you do after timeouts? Well done by Jared Calhoun.
Rhodes, and he is fouled by Cohill. And Dwayne Cohill now picks up his second foul. But Cohill just 4 first-half points. And YSU just has not been able to get its offense going, as Northern Kentucky's zone has smothered them in the offensive end. And the other thing we should point out, Mark, is that it's easy to say this is offense versus defense, but Northern Kentucky offensively has really improved as the season's gone along. They're going to get whistle on Brandon right there, so it'll send it back the other direction.
So Darren Horn knows that Dwayne Cohill has 2 fouls. And right now, Jared Calhoun is electing to keep Cohill in the game. Now, I think that's going to change right now. Yep. Good move by Jared Calhoun, because otherwise, you know what Darren Horn's going to do. They're going to attack him down this end. Now you can protect him on the bench.
And Lovelace comes into the game, who is a Horizon League All-Freshman team selection. Adrian Nelson at the free throw line. And connects on the first. Nelson, who had a great career at Northern Kentucky, second in NKU history in career field goal percentage, 6th in rebounds. Now playing at Youngstown State, where Jared Calhoun has kind of let him open up his offensive game, let him come out, shoot a little more from the three-point line. Must be weird for him, though, facing NKU in this game with everything on the line. Now here's Rhodes. Going against McBride. 8 to shoot now for Northern Kentucky. Robinson in against Green. Won't fall. Another offensive rebound for Brandon. He is everywhere.
They cannot stop him. He doesn't stop moving.
And another foul against Youngstown State. "11-point lead for Northern Kentucky. McBride picks up the foul." ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. When you take care of your team, they take care of business.
Can Degree Advanced pass the T-shirt challenge? Let's see if Joel gets any sweat marks. Unbeatable non-stop protection, tested to the limit. Final score? Still dry and fresh. Degree Advanced, instantly dry 72-hour non-stop protection.
Geico's been offering savings for over 85 years. That's longer than the buffalo wing's been around. Lips are burning.
Geico, over 85 years of savings and service.
To all the Chevy Silverado owners out there, the adventurers and the doers, to everyone who works hard and plays hard. Whether it's your first Silverado or your 10th. Thank you for making Chevy Silverado the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup.
Hey guys, it's Brady from 103.5 KISS FM, and did you know my show sounds even better from the speakers of a brand new Chevy? It is true. Find yours and your local Chevy dealer at ChevyDriveChicago.com.
Papa John's just flipped pizza night on its head. This is the new crispy Parm pizza, and it puts toasted Parmesan where it's never been before, on the bottom. Introducing the crispy Parm pizza, only from Papa John's.
Well, the New York Life ACC men's tourney is also this week because it's glorious Champ Week, and this is what you get during Champ Week. And the first round is tomorrow, all on ACC Network. I know, Mark Adams, you just saw my alma mater on Saturday, and Syracuse will play Wake Forest to begin things at noon on ESPN on Wednesday. A little rematch since the two teams just played one another.
Jesse Edwards was a
pterodactyl.
pterodon. No, he was a pterodon.
That's right.
A bigger pterodactyl that eats meat. Yes. I mean, he just devoured the offense. He went for a career double-double with a career high in points and rebounds.
You aged him considerably because he went from pterodactyl in the non-conference
I went back
to a pterodon.
Yeah.
So
but bigger and they eat more meat, and that's exactly what he did the other day against in that big win against Wake Forest.
He
was tremendous, as was Joe Girard, was really good, Judah Mintz. But I think Wake's going to figure it out. I think Wake's going to win that game, 8 versus 9 in the rematch.
Sadly, I feel you're right. Here's Malik Green up and off the glass.
Malik Green, he has been a bright spot for Jared Calhoun in Youngstown State.
Back to a 10-point game. Green with 8 first-half points. He's been the one guy that's been able to attack in the paint for YSU. Evans. Get past to Faulkner. Now 9 to shoot. Under 3 minutes to go in the half, and Miles Hunter will be called for a foul. Second on Hunter.
Well, that's frustrating. Late shot clock. You're playing good defense and bail him out with a reach. And now Warwick, who's got 12 points already and has his rhythm, gets to go to the line to just get more confidence.
Marquez Warwick has had a great first half. Continues to add to that point total. Jared Calhoun's team, 15-5 in the league mark. They haven't had a lot of games where they've trailed for long stretches. The one thing that you'd say, though, is that they are certainly capable of scoring a lot in a hurry.
Yeah, they've got that spurt ability factor. Here comes that use the clock, full court pressure by NKU. It's going to slow these Penguins down.
Youngstown State had 6 players this year at least 50% from the field. 7 above 47%. So far tonight, 45% as a team. Malik Green turns it over. Another steal for the Norse.
So indecisive.
Warwick past Hunter, no. And the rebound comes out to Hunter, who's on the run, and nearly turned it over, but Cohill's got it.
Now you reverse it quickly.
They do. Retry off target for Rush. A rebound from Green, and a travel called as Green could never get his footing. And it's back to Northern Kentucky, but an emblematic play here in this first half.
Total frustration for the white jersey Youngstown State Penguins right now, just body language-wise. All the energy is converging to the black jerseys of Northern Kentucky. I think Chris Brandon, number 21 in black, has a lot to do with that. That kid never takes any possession.
Warwick around Brandon. Warwick off the window.
Remember those free throws? The baskets get big for Warwick.
16 first half points for Marquez Warwick. 90 seconds to go in the half, and it's back to a 14-point Norse lead. Cohill through the paint, no. Brandon tips it off of Cohill, and it's NKU basketball.
Yeah, Warwick is really fit. He's been downhill a lot tonight. Went to the free throw line, still has his rhythm, takes the bump and finishes. He had a different maturity about him than a year ago when we met with him before the game last night. And he was locked in that they were going to make up for last year. That's what I felt from him.
He looks like a man on a mission so far, and so is Xavier Rhodes. Bucket and a foul.
Xavier Rhodes, the X-Factor athlete, the transition guy, the steal guy, and now the dribble penetration guy.
And the foul on Rush. Rhodes connects.
Well, this has been a clinic for Northern Kentucky.
17-point lead for Northern Kentucky. And a minute to go in the first half here at Indiana Farmers Coliseum.
And the communication of this team defensively, you can hear them, you can see them.
Cohill trying to get to the paint. A kick to McBride for three. No. Tipped around. And Green draws a foul. And it'll be on Jake Evans.
Boy, Green somehow comes up with that loose ball with 3 black jerseys around him. Look, 4 black jerseys converge. Somehow Green gets it, but that's the way it's been all night. We've seen so many black jerseys on 50-50 balls.
Here's what's coming up on the All-State Halftime Report. Zubin Mehenti, Tom Crane, Steve Wojciechowski discuss the most intriguing storylines of March and their favorite championship moments. Jared Calhoun talking to his All-Horizon League first-team player in Dwayne Cohill. The good thing for Youngstown State is they can score in bunches and they can score a lot, but they have dug themselves a big hole here in the first half.
Yeah, they need to create pace, and this is one way to do it, by full court pressure and trap. High risk, high reward defense right now for Youngstown State. They're gonna back off now.
Foul called. Lovelace will pick up his
watch Lovelace right there.
Third on Lovelace.
Whenever you stick your arm out and extend it, there's a pretty good chance you're going to get called for a foul.
John Lovelace, the freshman, now with 3 and picks up a foul late. And you see that foul trouble for Youngstown State. And just not a lot trending in the Penguins' direction right now.
Xavier Rhodes has just been a pest.
He's got 3 first-half steals. And if he hits this free throw, he'll be in double figures again for the Norse.
I loved it when Darren Horn let me know that Xavier Rhodes was his X-Factor guy.
Wonder why.
I thought maybe he was doing color. Which he's done before, by the way.
Yes. Well, he's always the X Factor.
Yes.
But for this team,
truly is the X Factor.
Truly is the X Factor. I saw what you did there. I liked it. Rhodes, the 5th year who transferred into the program from Florida Southern College. Just got past 1,000 career points in his career about a month ago. And now Evans picks up another foul. It's 3 against Jake Evans. Darren Horn frustrated that call in the waning moments of this first half. So Evans will go to the bench, which puts Rhodes back in. And Dwayne Cohill to the free throw line.
Yeah, NKU kind of like boxing one right there with a full denial of Cahill. That's why Evans was put in the game. And Cohill steps up and knocks down the free throw. Cohill's a guy.
Sorry, Mark.
Cohill's a guy that offensively, when he gets it going, I mean, he can get this team back in a hurry.
Yeah. He can, and he certainly is going to be relied upon to do that. The one concern is Lovelace has 3 fouls. Hunter's got 2. Cohill's got 2. Nelson's got 2. Rush has 2. I mean, it's not debilitating, but you're going to have to be careful if you're Youngstown State, at least in those early minutes of the second half.
So timeout, 7.6 to go, and we'll come back, and I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen next. How about that?
Ooh.
Get help reaching your goals with JP Morgan Wealth Plan, a new tool in the Chase mobile app. Use it to set and track your goals, big and small, and see how changes you make today could help put them within reach. From your first big move to retiring poolside and the other goals along the way, Wealth Plan can help you get there. JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Situation, you need a score. What are you going to do? He said, looking at me as if I had no clue about his team, in a really fun way, by the way. He said, I'm going to give it to work wherever we can get him the ball. That's simple.
Well, Faulkner's got it here. Now Rhodes for three. End of the clock, no. And it brings us to halftime with Northern Kentucky.
Season. He's got a downhill mode to his game right now. And he's got offensive mojo working.
And what a start to the second half. Brandon finding Vincent for the flush.
Darren Horn, you can coach. That's brilliant.
What a start to the second half. And Eric Hout was standing up off the bench for Northern Kentucky, one of their great assistants. Perhaps he's going to be a head coach not too far down the road. 5 seconds to shoot for Youngstown on their opening possession of the second half, and that three-point try is off target for Rush. And now Rhodes back across for Northern Kentucky. The first half, Youngstown State held to 25 points. The last time they were held to 25 or fewer was against Detroit Mercy, but the other time was against Northern Kentucky back on December 1st. Retry from Robinson off target. So in 2 of the 3 lowest scoring halves, first halves at least this season, Youngstown State's been playing against this stingy NKU defense, and a near turnover there. And it is going to go the other way.
Everywhere Dwayne Cohill goes, there is a defender. Every single time he's even near the ball, there's a second defender coming at him. It has been a frustrating night for one of the great players in the league, Dwayne Cohill.
Cohill so far tonight, 6 points, but normally such an electric offensive player, 2 for 7 from the field. Now down to 10 to shoot for NKU, and Robinson driving in Green. Puts it up and scores off the glass.
That's easy. Too easy.
First basket of the night for Trey Robinson. He's 0 for 5 in the first 20 minutes. You see the points in the paint tonight, 22 to 10 for NKU.
Yeah, points off turnovers, 11 to nothing.
Now Cohill getting to work against Robinson. A 3 try, that won't go.
See the second defender come to him?
Yep.
He's seeing a steady diet of 2 dudes.
Down low Robinson against Cohill. Now Vincent from long range, and Sam Vincent knocks it down.
Sam Vincent moves so well without the basketball. High IQ offense by Sam Vincent.
Now foul called on Rhodes.
Watch Sam Vincent move without the basketball. Pass comes out, and he's moving, cut. He cuts that corner, which gives him a little bit of space, just knocks it down. He really knows how to set up a defender to get himself free, with a screen or without a screen. That's not easy.
12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists for Vincent tonight. Now Cohill, outbalanced shot, and it won't go.
Yeah, Brandon changed his shot.
Brandon on the other end draws the foul on Nelson.
That was a loose ball. That was not an intended pass. That ball was tipped, and Brandon got to it. Here comes the tip right here. Look at that. And somehow, I mean, this is the kind of night it's been for Northern Kentucky.
Yeah.
You know, we worried about Youngstown State. They've had such a great season, an historic season. a Coach of the Year season, a championship season. We wondered, would they be satisfied? Would they take that deep breath? Boy, we've accomplished a lot. NKU, on the other hand, they lost last year on a wave of the emotion of a Wright State team that was on a roll. It was divine intervention as to how Wright State won that game. And they came in here a little bit ticked, let me tell you.
Well, and I think with Youngstown State, everything you said is totally right. But this is a Youngstown State team that all season was a prolific offensive group. And Jared Calhoun's defense has improved as the season's gone along. But the question was whether on a tough shooting night for the Penguins, could they overcome it? Tonight, Youngstown State is 9 of 26 from the field, and they trail by 22 points.
I mean, this is a team that averages over 83 points a game. They're number 16 in effective field goal percentage, or almost 56%. This is an offensive juggernaut, but credit Northern Kentucky and their defense.
Top of the key, open three, missed by Pavorius, and a rebound comes out to Youngstown State. Bertus Pavorius had a very nice look at the basket, but could not get it to fall. Knifing into the paint is Rush.
Well, he's another explosive scorer. We've talked a lot about Cohill. Rush can get it going as well.
He's got 5 points tonight. And Northern Kentucky's defense, can't say enough about him. They've really neutralized the best offensive weapons that Youngstown State has. And now Warwick goes to work with 8 seconds to shoot. Stop the dribble, finds Vincent. Vincent steps into a three, short, rebound Robinson, no, loose, and Youngstown State's got it.
Can Youngstown State, can they get that spurt ability? Can they get a couple buckets in a row, get some momentum?
Can they build on that defensive possession? Now Rush will try, misses the three, and the rebound Brandon.
Well, that was right on line. It's been that kind of night for Youngstown State. Vincent says, we're going to slow it down.
Vincent goes to work, blows by Hunter, misses. Brandon underneath got it, but it's a foul on Youngstown State, and it brings us to a timeout. Miles Hunter picks up his 3rd foul, and Northern Kentucky's got a 20-point lead on the regular season champs in the Horizon League. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal. When you take care of your team, they take care of business.
Game on. See ya. Permission to launch.
Bend with the wind.
Almost there.
I'm your Gucci Wi-Fi, and I've decided, well, if you're on vacation, I am too. Which means your smart home isn't so smart.
Sprinkler on.
And now I'm sending mixed signals to your garage. But if you haven't bundled your home in auto coverage, trying to unpack this isn't going to be too much fun. Hey, check the router. So get Allstate. You better protect it from mayhem while saving up to 25% when you bundle home and auto.
Everyone gets a BK stacker.
Tiny dancer.
2 linebackers.
To each their own. Burger, swagger, satisfaction, buffet.
At BK, have it your way.
Hey, it's Melissa Foreman here from 93.9 Light FM. And did you know that my show sounds the best from the speakers of a brand new Chevy? It's true. So go to your local Chevy dealer to get yours today.
What happened to burning all this down to the ground?
Forgive me if I need a minute to think before lighting a match.
At the
FX and Snowfall, the final season. All new Wednesdays on FX. Stream on Hulu.
This is what you dream of.
Championship Saturday begins at 6, then continues Sunday on ESPN.
Wednesday in the association, our doubleheader starts in the Big Easy. Brandon Ingram and the Pelicans hosting Luka, Kyrie, and the Mavs, 7:30 Eastern. Then it's off to L.A. Pascal Siakam and the Raptors taking on Kawhi, Paul George, and the Clips. Coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 7.
So here's the deal. Kyrie Irving, high profile, plays at Duke, then goes and plays with LeBron, and now bounces around a little bit. And then Fred VanVleet of the Raptors, who are also going to see on our network, comes out of Wichita State, not highly touted, bet on yourself kind of guy. You know what? If I got those two guys out there and I'm on the playground and I get to pick one of the two, I'm taking the dude from Wichita State. I'm taking Fred VanVleet all day long. That kid's a winner.
He sure is. What a career he had at Wichita State and has continued it on in the NBA with the Raptors.
Well, that's why guys at this level, you got a bunch of high-profile guys. As Cohill knocks
the
down.
bucket in the foul.
See if he can get going.
They need him to.
You got a bunch of high-profile guys, but you know what? You just might find a Marquez Warwick who's really, really hungry. And this is who needs to get going. Dwayne Cohill right there, off balance, but that's the flair for the game that he brings. I love the red tips on his hair because he knows how to play when the bright lights are on.
He does, and Dwayne Cohill now can complete the three-point play. Jared Calhoun, Mark, is such an impressive coach to listen to. And one of the things that's impressed me is the freedom that he gives his team from an offensive standpoint. He runs it very NBA style in terms of guys reading actions and doing simple plays to get guys open to score. But when you're down 18, this is not something that Youngstown State has dealt with at all this year. What do you think he was telling them out of this timeout? Because it feels like if the run's going to happen, it's got to be now.
So Jared Calhoun, it really comes down to culture. I mean, this is a team that has a culture class in the preseason to establish expectations. This is a team where the players do get input. This is a team that has pasta dinner together on Friday nights, hosted by Jared and his wife, Mary Jane. Now, why do they do that? For one thing, to connect with players and help these players have a great experience in Youngstown State. But also for this moment right now, to pull together, to find a way, to play harder, to make winning plays.
Now trying to pull out of an 18-point hole, and Cohill knocks another one down. Dwayne Cohill now with 11, and Youngstown State starting to build a little bit of something here.
Here we go. Remember the Demons from Wright State a year ago. It was only a 4-minute segment, but Wright State found a way to win. Cohill now bringing those Demons from the rafters as he steps in and knocks down another shot, and when he gets it going, these Penguins are tough. And they're going to him again. I like it.
Cohill for three. Ice cold. He's got 14, and now it's a 13-point game, and another turnover. No, they're going to get him for a foul. Oh, foul at the end of that sequence there. It looked for a moment as if that was going to be another turnover by Northern Kentucky. But they get the foul on Cohill.
That's his third, right?
It is. That's a big foul. Instead of a turnover, for him to pick up his third foul, that's a key moment here in this sequence.
Well, here's the guy you got to stop. Number 3 in black, Marquez Warwick. NKU now getting some life from their fans. Watch for Chris Brandon, though. Offensive glass.
Look at Xavier Rhodes, so smooth. 12 points for him tonight.
He's got a little swagger to his game, doesn't he? A lot of confidence.
He stepped it up in Horizon League play. Almost all of his double-figure games in league play. Cohill again for three. That one won't go. Warwick lost the handle. Cohill nearly lost it, throws it off of Rhodes, and now he's going to call Rhodes for the foul.
Momentum shifting ever so slightly here as Cohill comes up for the loose ball. They call Rhodes for undercut.
And Xavier Rhodes picks up his 4th foul there. John Floyd was right on it. Rhodes did not like the call, but he'll have to go to the bench for Darren Hornstein. And you see Cohill grabbing his hand a little bit there.
Yeah, with Rhodes going to the bench, he's been a dynamic guy that can put the ball on the floor and make plays.
Near steal from Vincent, out of bounds, and it's off of Covington, and a turnover by the Penguins. And Mark Adams right there to pick it up and throw it back in. You're ready, Coach.
That's an assist to the official, but Sam Vincent, again, we talk about winning plays, being that Joe Burrow, being that guy, that settling force for this team. That's an example of how you make winning plays.
Sam Vincent, there's such an art to being a ball hawk the way he is.
Yeah. Really good vision, anticipation.
Gorgeous move from Trayvon Faulkner.
Faulkner was huge in the first half, and now he delivers again in the second half. Strong number 22, 6'4", 200 pounds, Trayvon Faulkner.
Quiets the YSU fans that were starting to build some momentum. Nice pass inside, and Nelson lays it in. McBride the feed.
This is starting to look like the Youngstown State that we've seen all season long, the Horizon League regular season champions.
Vincent, 3 from the left wing, no good. Cohill coming out with it. Cohill trying to win the race to the bucket. No. Lovelace tried to grab it, and now a foul called underneath. And they're going to get Sam Vincent for the foul. That's foul number 3 against the sophomore. Jared Calhoun will try to draw something up, his team down 15.
Geico's been offering savings for over 85 years. That's longer than the buffalo wing's been around. Lips are burning. Ooh.
Geico, over 85 years of savings and service.
Game on. See ya. Permission to launch. Bend with the wind. Almost there.
With Flonase, allergies don't have to be scary. Spraying Flonase daily gives you long-lasting, non-drowsy relief. Psst, psst. Flonase, all good.
If I just stare at these payroll forms, my business payroll taxes will calculate themselves, right? Nope.
Intuit QuickBooks helps you manage your payroll taxes.
Cheers.
With 100% accurate tax calculations guaranteed.
Now you'll never be far from my mouth, I whispered as I bit into the vanilla caramely goodness and gripped the chair. Whew, it hurt like hell, but tasted so good. We were all 4 drumsticks to the wind, then it wasn't even 8 a.m. Even for us, that was a lot of drumstick. Then it hit us. We were eating mini drums. How'd you get so small and delicious? But they couldn't answer. They were already in our mouths. Another day, another drumstick.
When Wingstop made a chicken sandwich, you know they wouldn't make just one. Now you can have 12 new sauce and toss favorites, like lemon pepper, mango habanero, and OG hot. So try the new chicken sandwich at Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings.
Coming up, 9 Eastern ESPN, number 1 St. Mary's, number 5 BYU in the West Coast Conference Tournament. Those semifinals will be followed by Gonzaga and San Francisco at 11:30 Eastern Time on ESPN2.
Randy Bennett has 2 of the most exciting guards in the West Coast Conference in the country at St. Mary's. Logan Johnson transferred from the University of Cincinnati and played for Mick Cronin, who, of course, is now at UCLA.
Yep.
It should be a number 1 seed, by the way. And Aiden Mahaney is one of the most exciting freshmen in America. It's going to be a really fun matchup between Mark Pope's BYU Cougars and St. Mary's.
Lovelace at the free throw line connects on the first. Youngstown State trying to crawl their way out of what has been a huge hole. Northern Kentucky has dominated this game. The regular season champs in the Horizon League trying to reach the championship game of this tournament for the first time in school history.
And the last time Youngstown State played for a conference championship, Warwick from downtown misses, was 1978. Dan Peters and the Youngstown State Penguins took up Homer Drew and Valpo.
And there is Adrian Nelson to tip it in.
12-point game.
Momentum is starting to change. It was 22, and now it's 12.
Uh-oh. Smart
Trap
timeout.
and the timeout taken by Warwick.
Jared Calhoun has been pushing all the right buttons. More tempo, doubling down on the offensive glass. Nelson for the deuce. The Penguins back in it.
Game on. See ya. Permission to launch. Bend with the wind. Almost there.
When I first started out as a filmmaker, I didn't want to get into credit cards because I realized I didn't know anything about it and it felt very risky to me. So my friend told me about Chime. I got the credit builder card and it was crazy. I didn't have to worry about interest. I didn't have to worry about fees. It wasn't a credit check. My score is up 80 points. I just finished my feature film and it feels like there's a future ahead to where we're saving up to buy a house. Look, if I can do it, you can do it too. Join me at chime.com.
Every March, Jersey Mike's turns money from subs into charitable donations.
And March 29th is Jersey Mike's annual day of giving, where 100% of sales are donated to local charities.
And to kick off all that giving, Peter gave me an apron. I'm honored.
Looking good, Danny. We've got subs to make, though.
Yeah. Now I know why you gave me the apron. Yeah. Join us Wednesday, March 29th for Jersey Mike's Day of Giving. Be a sub above.
Run!
Alex!
Was I dreaming?
No, you're in California.
Youngstown State, they rely on Dwayne Cohill. When he gets going offensively, they are a different team. They play with a different swagger. And right now, Dwayne Cohill is finding that rhythm offensively. First half struggle, defenders everywhere surrounding him. Now he's starting to get some isolation plays. Really good adjustment by Jared Calhoun and his staff to isolate him and give him some looks.
Youngstown State starting to find some of that momentum offensively that they missed in the first half. Now down 12 when they were down 22 earlier. Here's Warwick. Step back. Misses. Strong. Rebound Robinson. Big time rebound for Northern Kentucky.
Yeah, Robinson's been one of those junkyard dog guys as well on the offensive glass.
Now back down to 8 seconds to shoot for the Norse. Robinson over McBride. That won't go, and the rebound to Rush.
That's who I want to have the ball. Dwayne Cohill.
There he goes through the paint and draws the foul.
Northern Kentucky now starting to get Youngstown State toward that bonus situation. Cohill strong with the ball, wanting contact, finding contact.
Jake Evans picking up his 4th foul. And now Cohill for 3 off target, and Evans there for the rebound.
Good look for him, though, right in front of the bench.
Yeah.
Well, the Youngstown State half-court defense has been so much better in the second half, too, Jordan. That's been a big key.
It has, but Warwick misses there, and the rebound, Nelson. Warwick had a monster first half, has 16 points tonight, 5 of 15 from the field. He is cooled in this second half, which has also helped the Penguins try to get back into it. Rush through the middle, finding McBride. Yes!
Now, Youngstown State, time and time again, is able to get in the paint the entire second half. Momentum has shifted.
7-0 run for Youngstown State.
So much experience on this roster for Northern Kentucky. So many of these guys have been here so many times.
One of those guys is Warwick. Now down to 3 seconds to shoot. Evans up over Nelson. No, Adrian the rebound.
Youngstown State got exactly what they wanted. They wanted anybody but Warwick to shoot it.
Cohill trying to make this a single-digit game. Going right against Brandon. Gets through the paint, puts it up, off the glass and in! And for the first time since there was 6:01 left in the first half, Youngstown State has gotten it to single digits, and a timeout taken by Northern Kentucky.
Dwayne Cohill, he is a character, and I mean that in the most positive way. Bright lights in Indianapolis, the semifinals, kissing off the glass, Dwayne Cohill.
Game on. See ya. Permission to launch. Bend with the wind. Almost there.
When I first started out as a filmmaker, I didn't want to get into credit cards because I realized I didn't know anything about it and it felt very risky to me. So my friend told me about Chime. I got the credit builder card and it was crazy. I didn't have to worry about interest. I didn't have to worry about fees. It wasn't a credit check. My score is up 80 points. I just finished my feature film and it feels like there's a future ahead to where we're saving up to buy a house. Look, if I can do it, you can do it too. Join me at chime.com.
There's a little voice inside us. It says you're done. You're not built for this. You can't go on. But there's another voice. It whispers, then it roars. I'm not done yet. Are you? Degree. It won't let you.
Has Youngstown State gotten their offensive rhythm? For one thing, your best player is taking over in Dwayne Cohill, and they're doubling down on the offensive glass. They've consistently been able to get inside the zone, and they're looking now to the logo of the Horizon League to make plays. That didn't happen in the first half. And Cohill, man, is he flashy, and man, is he good. This is fun to watch. A little bit of Horizon League madness tonight, right?
Well, we got
it's usually crazy on Friday nights on ESPN, right?
Say anything can happen on a Friday in the Horizon League, and we see it every single week for a long time. Cohill the block on Rhodes.
This happens to be Monday.
It can be an honorary Friday.
It can be.
Vincent crossing over on Rush. 7 to shoot. Vincent. Ooh, fouled and almost got that one to roll in.
You know, Sam Vincent is not the most physically imposing guy you're ever going to see on the floor. Now, he's bigger than he was as a freshman, but this kid is just so tough. He has such great hands and timing. He finds ways to get shots off even when he's bumped and bruised.
Sam Vincent, really since Darren Horn has been at Northern Kentucky. You think about some of these linchpin players that have helped him keep things going at NKU. One of those guys is Sam Vincent.
Yep.
Another one is Trayvon Faulkner. Another one is Marquess Warwick. I mean, you think about what Drew McDonald was able to do at Northern Kentucky under John Brandon a few years ago when they went to the NCAA tournament. And Darren Horn has reshaped the roster in his vision, but has done it with those guys.
Yeah, and you mentioned John Brandon, which is a tremendous head coach at Northern Kentucky and should be a head coach again.
And now McBride for Youngstown State. Vincent gets a hand on Nelson. They're going to call the foul.
Even the Youngstown State fans in the front row are laughing about that one.
And that's
that might have been a missed call. Yeah, that might have been a missed call right there.
That's a huge foul on Vincent, number 4.
And a little tap of the ball. That's not a foul. Official missed it. And now Vincent has 4 fouls. Mark this point in the game. This is a high IQ basketball player. And now he's going to sit for a while, probably for about the next 4 minutes with 4 fouls.
Nelson will go to the free throw line. You said it. At this time of the game, the way things are trending, Northern Kentucky's 0 for its last 7 from the field. And now you lose your best defender, and Nelson knocks the free throw down.
And a physical playmaker.
Yes.
That's what Sam Vincent brings to the table for NKU.
Nelson calmly knocks down both free throws. Adrian, 9 points, 8 rebounds in this game tonight. Youngstown State on an 11-1 run over the last 4.5 minutes.
There appear to be question marks in the eyes of the Northern Kentucky players. Not many penetrating passes. Not many definitive moves to the basket. Here comes one.
Robinson, no! And Nelson the rebound. Cohill with a head of steam. Now we'll kick to the corner. Rush on the move. Turns it over. Marquess Warwick with the hands.
Look like Spider-Man. I want Warwick to get a touch here. I want him to be in attack mode. Number 3 in black.
Faulkner turns around on Nelson. No, tip back is good. Chris Brandon.
Role player, doing his job. Chris Brandon.
And Jared Calhoun wants time, and the Norse fans getting back into it as Northern Kentucky extends the lead back to 9.
Blue collar, lunch pail, work boots. That's Chris Brandon. Look, it's not flashy, it's not sexy, it's not cool. It's just winning basketball by Chris Brandon. He reminds me, he's got a motor like Dennis Rodman.
6
He's got
points.
a motor like Dennis Rodman.
14 rebounds.
Yep.
7 offensive rebounds.
There are only 2 other guys that I said that about during their college careers. Kenneth Freed, the greatest rebounder pound for pound and inch for inch that I saw in the OVC. And then Justin Gorham, who was an offensive rebounding machine for Houston for several years. Those 3 guys, I saw Dennis Rodman in the NAIA tournament. I see this guy running around, making plays, diving out of bounds, and I said, who is that guy? Dennis Rodman. And he went on to be the best rebounder pound for pound, inch for inch in the NBA history. NAIA player.
It is pretty extraordinary. So should we call Chris Brandon the Worm?
We better ask his mom and dad first. Yeah.
Do you approve of the Rodman nickname? Please check yes or no. Here's Rush out of the timeout. Buries a three. Wow. 6-point game.
Jared Calhoun said, if we need a three, I'm going to Rush. He did.
Northern Kentucky, one of its last 10 from the field, and that was that Brandon tip back. Faulkner misses, and now a foul. Chris Brandon again rising over the Youngstown defense and drawing the foul. Cohill picks up the foul, and that's number 4 on Cohill.
Well, a really well-designed play coming along the baseline for Brandon Rush, and he is dynamite from the three-point line, and then there he is again. Relentless.
And Cohill picking up foul number 4 with over 5 minutes left in the game is huge.
Rhodes has to go right at it. There it is. Wow.
Unbelievable. Dwayne Cohill is going to have to watch the rest of this game from the bench.
We called Xavier Rhodes the X Factor. He's athletic. He knew that situation. We knew that situation. He went right at Dwayne Cohill, and now arguably the best or second best player in this league is going to sit the rest of this game.
What a stunning turn. 2 fouls in a matter of seconds, and he's out of the game with 5 minutes and 40 seconds left. Dwayne Cohill, who is first team All-Horizon League, 5th in the league in scoring, 2nd in assists. The first Youngstown State player with 500-plus points and 150-plus assists in a season since Bill Johnson in 71-72. Had one of the best seasons in Youngstown State history, and perhaps this is how the year finishes. And now another foul called. Lovelace is going to pick up his 4th foul. And this now, despite the comeback for Youngstown State, is becoming a very tenuous situation for the Penguins. They've got guys in foul trouble across the board.
Yeah, Faulkner is just so physical. He's like a running back that plays with his pads low to the ground. He just wants contact. He invites it. He loves it.
Trayvon Faulkner knocks down the first free throw.
When he plays well, it adds another dimension to this Northern Kentucky team. Another weapon for Darren Horton, and he's playing well tonight.
Faulkner, 6 points off the bench this evening, make it 7.
You know, you still got Brandon Rush, and he's pretty doggone good.
He is.
Keep your eye on 0 for the Penguins right now. Timeout, Youngstown State.
All right, Coach. If you're Jared Calhoun, what are you saying to your team right now? You've got a bunch of guys in foul trouble, and your best player has fouled out of the game.
Hey, we're going to win with the guys we got. And Brandon Rush, I'm going to give you the ball on this possession. Remember, the last possession, they ran him across a multi-screen to the right-hand wing, right-hand corner, and he knocked down that big 3 ball. I'm running multiple screens to get him open again for a clear look. And you got to know, Eric Hount, who's right there in that huddle right now for Northern Kentucky, the assistant for Darren Horton, he's saying exactly that. Don't let Rush catch it. If he goes to the men's room, I want to know which stall. Don't let him catch the basketball.
That's a lot of detail to have to figure out. And you take a look at our game summary. Northern Kentucky had a 22-point lead. Now it's back to 8. It got down to 6. But Dwayne Cohill is fouled out of this game at the 5:40 mark with 16 points. Marquez Warwick, great first half. Goose egg in the second half. Does he come alive to help Northern Kentucky stay ahead for the rest of this ball game?
Well, and Rush has to be the focal point, and keep your eye on Green on the offensive glass. He's been a guy that's gone and got them some second chance opportunities. There's Rush. There he is.
That three ball won't go, but you said it. And a rebound underneath, and Nelson lays it in after Covington grabbed it. 6-point game again. They pick up full court pressure.
That's a walk.
Sure is. Turnover to Youngstown State. And now Jared Calhoun's team can make this a one-possession game.
Watch the foot drag. Comes to a point. Left foot, drags right there, right in front of us.
Robinson saying he fouled me, that's why the foot moved. And not what the officials saw there.
There's Rush.
Quickly closed out on by Brandon. A near turnover, and now a foul as McBride tried to get through Rhodes, and if that's on Rhodes, that's it for Xavier Rhodes. 5 fouls on Xavier Rhodes, his night is over.
Yeah, this starts becoming a battle of attrition. Xavier Rhodes has made so many athletic plays in this game. Going after a loose ball and reaches into the cookie jar and gets caught. Boy, he has played so hard, so well. He truly has been that X factor tonight for Northern Kentucky, and now the X factor will sit down for the remainder of this game. Puzzle pieces are dropping quickly.
For both teams.
Yep.
Vincent's back into the game. He's got 4 fouls.
So you know what I'm going to want to do the next offensive possession for Youngstown State. Go right after number 2, Sam Vincent.
Four-point game.
Good job breaking the press. Very poised by Northern Kentucky.
Warwick thought about the 3. Now takes it into the paint. Lays it in off the glass.
Only 2 guys touched that ball in that possession. Warwick and Vincent. That's smart basketball.
And it's the first basket of the second half for Marquez Warwick. He's now got 18 points.
You really got to cheat toward Rush in that zone, and Vincent is in that neighborhood. There he is, matched up.
Rush misses the 3, the rebound to Faulkner.
Great block off. Yeah, no question what Northern Kentucky wants to do. Number 2, Vincent. Number 3, Warwick. Those are the guys.
Warwick goes around Brandon. Brandon the kick. Now 5 to shoot. Warwick a long 3. No. Rebound Brandon again.
He's a machine.
He has been unstoppable on the offensive glass. And now a foul drawn by Northern Kentucky, and they can extend the advantage when we come back. 3:26 left and a 6-point Northern Kentucky lead.
This is to get to the championship game in a 1-bid league. Marquez Warwick, the key offensive cog for Darren Horn and the Norse.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Barbasol Shaving Cream, America's leader for a close, comfortable shave. Better by Barbasol.
Get help reaching your goals with JP Morgan Wealth Plan, a new tool in the Chase mobile app. Use it to set and track your goals, big and small, and see how changes you make today could help put them within reach. From your first big move to retiring poolside and the other goals along the way, Wealth Plan can help you get there. JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Game on. See ya. Permission to launch. Bend with the wind. Almost there. tournament time, we don't go big. We go bigger.
Championship bracket. If Northern Kentucky can hang on up 6, they're going to the championship game tomorrow. But Youngstown State trying to get there for the very first time in school history. And then after this game concludes, there'll be about a half-hour break, and then we're going to have Cleveland State and Milwaukee on ESPN2. Mark and I will be here to have that game for you here at the Horizon League Championship in Indianapolis. So we got plenty more basketball to go here in the Horizon League tonight.
You know, Jared Calhoun, a really interesting head coach. His players have a say in travel, in meals, in practice duration, and right there during that timeout, those players had a say in how they're going to end this game. It doesn't matter if Cohill is out of the game. It's about the guys that are on the floor right now, and this culture is built around responding to that challenge. I love the way this team has responded in the second half. That's why they're the regular season Horizon League champions.
They were down 22. They got it to 4. It's now 6. And as Mark said, right now Dwayne Cohill is on the bench, and he will remain there the rest of the game. He is fouled out. Xavier Rhodes is fouled out for Northern Kentucky. Sam Vincent on the floor with 4 fouls, and Marquez Warwick knocks down the free throw.
Yeah, in the last several possessions, Darren Horn, he's going to ride Warwick and Vincent all the way to the finish line. Those are his 2 thoroughbreds. Those are the guys that make plays offensively, and he is leveraging their talents.
And another 20-point game for Marquez Warwick.
A little soft pressure just to burn some clock.
Well, he and his Norse get back to the championship game of the Horizon League yet again. Missed 3 from Nelson. Rebound comes to Vincent. Time ticking away on the Horizon League calendar for the Youngstown State Penguins.
Here's where Vincent is such a premium. He just doesn't make many mistakes in this situation.
Warwick, yes!
There's only 2 players touching the ball, and they're both doing their job. Vincent, Warwick for Northern Kentucky.
Back to a 10-point game. Rush for 3. No. Rebound Robinson. Now under 2.5 minutes to go. Robinson draws the foul. Covington will be called.
And Vincent read the double team and gave it up right away.
Garrett Covington, the grad student who is a 6th-year senior, over 1,300 career points, who has come off the bench, has started this season for Youngstown State, a guy that has been with Jared Calhoun through all his years at Youngstown State. One of those first guys that he began to build this program. And if this is the end of the line for Youngstown State, it's the end of a year that finished with the regular season championship, but the last 2 seasons have been winning years for Youngstown State. They've been building towards this. They were hoping to get to the finish line, but Northern Kentucky has been that team that year in and year out has known how to get to the end, and they have known how to win this tournament. They've won it 3 times. 3 try, no. Nelson, yes.
Nelson aggressive right there. That was a man's rebound. Boy, Vincent's good.
So is Warwick. Down the floor, misses there. Nelson will run out with it. 1:53 left. McBride to Nelson, yes. 15 points now for Adrian Nelson. He's got a double-double, 12 rebounds as well. Vincent beats the double, and Northern Kentucky gets it down the floor.
That opportunity is wide open right now. The Youngstown State hanging in this thing.
And Lovelace had to commit the foul. He's done for the night.
So Cohill not available. Nelson has started firing it from inside, getting them deuces. Big wide body inside, but Sam Vincent has been such a key against full court pressure. He can see over smaller defenders. He's made the right pass, the right decision every single possession coming down the stretch. It won't show in the box score. It won't show his assists. He's making every right decision so far.
He has. He's had a real good night. Sam Vincent, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists.
He's had about 10 hockey assists just in the last 3 minutes.
He has. The Youngstown State Penguins bench can only look on. Jared Calhoun's team running out of time. Sam Vincent and Northern Kentucky trying to get back for the Horizon League Championship for the 4th time in 5 years.
Door still open for Youngstown State. It's a walk, got away with it.
And a turnover. Robinson slammed home from Brandon, and that might be the dagger. Rush, no. Nelson, yes, and a foul.
Or maybe not. Here we go.
Little life left.
Well, we saw Brandon not give up on a play in this town, Youngstown State. Adrian Nelson doesn't give up on the play. Watch Chris Brandon. He just never gives up on a play. He just assumes every shot is a pass to him.
Chris Brandon tonight, 8 points, 17 rebounds.
Now that's a line violation on Nelson.
It is. And it's going to turn it back to Northern Kentucky with under a minute left. Darren Horn and his team was so good in last year's Horizon League tournament. He said, if not for a 4-minute stretch, we're playing in the NCAA tournament.
Boy, Vincent's taking the ball out here. I don't know if I like that. I like when he catches the ball in bounds and can see over smaller defenders.
They inbound it to Warwick. And now Robinson is fouled by Rush with 55.4. Darren Horn's team now 55.4 seconds away from returning to the Horizon League Championship game. Northern Kentucky dominated the first half. They've weathered the second half storm, and they're getting close to another appearance in the championship.
Darren Horn just spent the last 15 seconds talking only to Vincent and Warwick. In fact, he told the other 3 players, get away. He's telling those guys, you're going to win this thing. You keep the ball in your hands. Don't throw it to anybody else. You guys keep the ball in your hands.
You can understand
why
he wants that.
Absolutely. That's called smart coaching. Knowing your personnel. Those are the 2 winners you want with the ball in their hands.
Youngstown's got to race down the floor. McBride lays it in. 49.1 left and an 8-point game. Let's take a look at today's play of the game, presented by Barbasol.
Chris Brandon's had about 15 plays of the game. This is just one of them. He never gives up on a play. He never gives up on his team. He consistently does what he does well, which is go get you extra possessions. What a game by Chris Brandon.
8 points, 17 rebounds, 10 offensive rebounds. And really that, I don't know that you can understate how important having 10 offensive rebounds from him has been tonight.
You know, it's not about X's and O's often in your half-court set and what you run and you get your back cuts and you set your screen. All that. It's manufactured points. It's unscripted basketball. And that's what Chris Brandon brings to you, is unscripted basketball. When he can come from behind, tip it in, go get you an extra possession, then make a pass out, cut to the rim, catch it. It's simple things. Have you seen him miss a pass or a rebound all game?
No.
I mean, it's like vice grip hands. Whenever the ball is there, that leather is just, it's like a sponge in his hands. He just grabs it. He has been tremendous.
Absolutely tremendous. Chris Brandon, the way that he affects the game offensively and defensively with his rebounding, you see why he's top 20 in the nation in rebound. Came in tonight 14th in the country in rebounds overall, 18th in rebounds per game, almost 10 per contest this season.
He reminds me a lot of the Manimal. Kenneth Fareed, that played at Morehead State in the OVC and had a stellar rebounding career in the NBA.
Inbound to Faulkner, and now Vincent is fouled with 46 seconds.
See what they did? Inbound to Faulkner, then who they give it to? Vincent.
Yep. And Hunter picks up the foul. That's his fourth. But Vincent will go back to the line. Sam, not the best free throw shooter this season. A little under 70%. Tonight he's 6 of 10 at the line, but his team's got an 8-point lead and trying to extend it so that they can seal this win and head back to the Horizon League Championship.
There's something about this guy that gives this team a calming influence. That's why Darren Horn calls him our Joe Burrow. And he knows when to give up the ball and who to give it to, a la Burrow.
Vincent calmly knocks those down. 17 tonight. And a 10-point lead for Northern Kentucky. Hunter hits a quick bucket from the baseline. First basket tonight for Miles Hunter. Inbound comes to Faulkner. Waiting to be fouled, and he is, by Rush. It's all that Youngstown State can do. Stop the clock and hope you miss.
But Faulkner, an 80% free throw shooter, did a really nice job of just coming to the basketball, and looks like Brandon Rush is fouled out of the game as well.
He has. So Cohill done, Rush is done, Lovelace is done. You just, in games like this, you just feel bad when they can't even finish the game controlling anything on the floor. Youngstown State has now lost 3 guys this last 5-minute and 40-second stretch. And Faulkner, as you mentioned, a very good free throw shooter, trying to continue to seal it away. Again, coming up next after this one tonight, we'll have Milwaukee and Cleveland State. Northern Kentucky, which has been such a good team in the Horizon League over the last 7 years. Really, since they entered this league, they have been in the conversation to win it every year. They've won this tournament 3 times. They're trying to get back to the championship to do it again. Missed there. Vincent grabs it. Down the floor. Robinson fouled with 24.8 left.
Yeah, we called a flagrant 1 foul.
Yep.
Wasn't a play on the ball. A little bit excessive.
So flagrant 1. Steve McJunkins right on it. Let's see it. Yeah, he's just, McBride's just desperately trying to commit a foul there. And so this will extend it out for Northern Kentucky to seal the victory. Our next game will be on ESPN2. So at the conclusion of this one, we'll have about 30 minutes between games, and then ESPN2 for Cleveland State and Milwaukee in the conclusion of our semifinal round. And then tomorrow, the championship with an NCAA tournament bid on the line. Northern Kentucky 24.8 seconds away from punching its ticket to the championship game.
You know, Jordan is a guy that coached the old Mid-Continent Conference against Dan Peters and went to Youngstown State many, many times and got a chance to see the super fan there at the at the center, and then to watch this season and see what a great job Jared Calhoun has done in winning the regular season Horizon League championship, and that filled building with just rabid Penguin fans. What a great year for Youngstown State, and now they will go to the NIT assuming the score holds up.
Yes, and you know, an NIT berth is an incredible accomplishment for Jared Calhoun and company, having won the regular season title. And you said it, I mean, the Bigley Center this year was an incredible atmosphere when we came there, and what he has
Best
done
one in the league, right?
to change the culture at Youngstown State. And you mentioned it earlier, Mark, the way that he talks about culture and the way that he's wanted to make Youngstown State a place where you can win. He has shown that you can. Just in these tournaments in a one-bid league, you never know what's going to happen. But if there's been any certainty over the last 5 years, it's that Northern Kentucky is going to be playing with a chance to win the Horizon League. And for the 4th time in 5 years, the Norse are headed to the Horizon League championship game. 75-63 the final.
Chris Brandon was unbelievable on the offensive glass.